everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Sarah England with the Comms Committee, and I have Josh with me.
Hey guys.
He will be our very first video blog for our Fame Interview Monthly. Josh, would you like to tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is you do?
Thanks, Sarah. It's really cool to be the first one. I'm a financial planner and I work for Northwestern Mutual. I've been a financial planner for 6 years.
Awesome. And where exactly did you grow up? How did you, end up in financial planning? Was it where you lived, who you lived with? Was it just something you were always interested in? How did you land there?
It's a bit random. I'm from LA and
Okay.
I went to UC Davis and I was a civil engineer.
Wow. It's a little bit of a change.
Yeah, and then I decided I don't want to be a civil engineer. And that was after 4 years. And I was on the 5-year plan. So at Davis, I'm not sure what it's like at other schools, but at Davis, you have your own career fair if you're an engineer. So I stopped going to engineer career fairs and started going to business career fairs.
Wow.
And I got recruited by Northwestern Mutual really for like a lack of a better understanding of what the industry was. I love financial planning and it was just a fit.
That's awesome. And being from LA and making the move up to Northern California, clearly you liked it here in Sacramento and stayed. Can you tell us a little bit about that transition from Southern California to Northern California and kind of what got you to stay here?
Yeah. Well, like people that know me know I'm the biggest Sacramento fan. I love the people, I love the food, but I think that the number one thing is the culture, which is hard to wrap your finger around.
Yeah.
But people are just welcoming here. And it's not that they're not where I'm from, because they are too. I just have really built a home here and I like it.
That's amazing. And as a Sacramento native, I am proud to hear that we're welcoming to everybody, and I'm glad you've stayed here. So a few questions for you. The first one might be hard to answer, but what is one thing that might surprise everybody about you? Whether it's a hobby, something you're interested in, your day-to-day life.
Sure. I'm not sure if it's surprising, but I've recently fallen in love, not with a human, but with a bike. It's called Peloton.
Oh, yes.
Um, and we have a really deep, strong relationship. We spend a half an hour to an hour and a half a day.
Sounds like you guys are really building a solid foundation.
Totally.
And along with that, my next question would be kind of where would we find you out of the office? But being in this state that we are in, it sounds like we would find you with your Peloton.
Yeah, so I'm not doing much. I'm self quarantining like the rest of us. I live in Oak Park, so I do get out and walk around a little bit alone. But if it's not quarantine, you'll see me in Midtown or in East Sac at the popular restaurants and bars.
Yeah, that's awesome. And back to this COVID-19 crisis, how has that affected your job as a financial planner?
The biggest change for me is that I work from my home office now,
Yeah.
dining table. But besides that, I've always been someone who enjoyed meeting virtually. And so, knock on wood, I haven't seen a lot of change. There
That's
are industries um, where it has motivated people to, do more. And in that particular space, and financial planning is one of them.
yeah.
With all the free time that people have, people are really finding it important to do financial planning. So I've been lucky.
Yeah, you're definitely in an industry that is somewhat essential right now. I think it's really important, and people are actually taking the time now to take a deep dive into their finances where before they may not have been able to. So, a couple more questions for you. What would be your best advice for young professionals looking towards a similar career path as you?
Ooh, good question. I really believe that great financial planners come in all shapes and sizes. I truly believe that. But one thing that is definitely consistent is they're really hard workers. it's a really tough industry to
Yeah,
be in.
I bet.
So you have to really love what you do. And I guess that's the same for anything that you do,
Yeah.
but maybe more so in financial planning, you have to really love it. And if you do, then it'll never feel like selling. It'll always feel like helping other people. And then, it'll still be challenging, but it'll come natural.
Yeah, that's great advice, I think. And I think too, it's important to encourage all of us to follow a path that we are passionate about. And it sounds like you have found that, and that's really awesome.
Thanks.
And last question for you before we go. How has your experience with Metro Edge been, and how has it maybe enhanced your resume or given you new connections? Can you talk on that a little bit?
Yeah, Metro Edge is so cool because if you look at the people that founded Metro Edge 10 years ago, they are the movers, the shakers, the leaders of Sacramento. And there's no question about that. And so the coolest thing, undoubtedly, about Metro Edge is that the people that are Metro Edge right now in 10 years will be the leaders, movers, and shakers in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And that's you, that's me, and that's the other hundreds of young professionals that are in Metro Edge. It's kind of like buying like 1,000 lottery tickets and knowing that most of them are going to be winners, because we're going to have relationships, all these people that are going to be really dynamic decision makers in town.
And how long have you been with Metro Edge?
I think I've had a foot in the door for 3 or 4 years, but I've been actively a participant for about 2 years.
Amazing. Is there anything else you have to say to everybody watching our very first video blog today?
I think I want to say thank you for having me. This is
course.
really special, and I feel really honored. I hope everyone's staying safe and staying sane more than anything, and I look forward to getting back to normal life.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. We really appreciate the time, and we're excited to share with the world what it is you do.
Thanks so much, Sarah. See you,
Great.
everybody.